Hello, everyone. Welcome to My Two Cents. How are you doing this evening? I'm so glad that you're here to join us. As you know, My Two Cents is it talks about the last episode that we did on Autumn is Here. The last episode we did was with Keisha Hall, Big Keish. It was a holistic alternative. So we did that because we want people to have choices. We want people to have choices. So hopefully we're able to offer some choices. Now remember to when these things, if you're going to use any of these choices or you're going to go to holistic route in general, whether it's from here or anywhere else, make sure you consult with your doctor, because it's just as important to do that, especially if you're taking other meds and things like that. But even if you're not, you consult with your doctor. So please remember to do that. But we had a great show. I just want to let everybody know that if you haven't seen the show, it's okay. You can come on tonight, and if you haven't seen the show, it's fine. You can look at the show at any time, but it's a really good show and you should look at it. And she's an amazing young lady. Keisha Hall, Big Keish is what she goes by. Keisha Hall, AKA Big Keish. But she's an herbalist, and she has a very, very interesting story. It's amazing. Every time I talk to this young lady, it's another amazing story. So she is very dedicated to what she does. She has done some things that were, that helps other people, uh, and she's had a journey. Excuse me. She's had a journey. She was able to actually get into this by healing herself, which is amazing. So I'm so glad that some of you have looked at it, and if you haven't, make sure you go back to look at it tonight. So I want you to be able to ask any questions or anything that you need to know, or need ask her questions, or put a question. You can go, if you go back to the show, you can put questions in the show also and ask questions, and I'll make sure she gets it, and you can and if you want to contact her or whatever for herbs. But the whole idea between having a show on holistic is that holistic remedies and herbs and things like that is because we're so used to our traditions, and we're so used to modern medicine. And I'm not going against modern medicine. I'm just saying that when you get older, sometimes you take a lot of medicine. Sometimes it's a lot. And sometimes when you take a lot of medicine, then sometimes they have different reactions. And there might be something that where you could either substitute an herb, or you can take something for a different thing that comes up, something like that. So I wanted people to have choices. Also, I want caregivers to know that there are times when it's very stressful being a caregiver, and you have to take care of yourself. And sometimes if you are taking some teas and some herbs and stuff like that, they may make you relax a little easier and stuff like that. So you got to take care of yourself also. And when you're taking care of somebody else, like I said, if you're taking care of people, their situation changes. And if their situation changes, then you you may need other things, or they may be fine, and then all of a sudden now they're agitated, or they're frustrated, or they're not being able to sleep. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of different things that can happen, and then you can have some teas that might help these things. So she did suggest certain things like that. I think the most amazing thing is that she healed herself. So that's very interesting that she was able to. She had her ACL. She tore her ACL, and she actually healed herself, and that's what got her into herbs. So things like that. It's very interesting that we overlook the natural resources that we have. Some of the points of using the herbs is that it's inexpensive. They're less expensive than modern medicine, um, and they're also uh, can be effective. But there are also times when some people, especially the older generation, as you get older, the expenses get higher and the medicines get higher, and you may not be able to afford the traditional medicine. So it just gives you an option, but definitely see your doctor. But that gives you an option. It's really a good point. And then, to find them, you can go to Big Keish, and you can look her up and email her if you need to find any herbs. But also, they have all these natural shops that are around that you can ask for different things. One of the things that she would say is that you have to, you know, educate yourself, look it up. If you have a symptom or something that's bothering you, look it up, Google it, see what's going on, see what's happening, and then um, see what works for you. And once you go and you get the item that works for you, then watch it. And one of the things is like, notice the things that happen. Is it getting better? Is it the same? Is it worse? Or is it the same as taking your traditional medicine? Or is it not doing any effects to you? And she said, log it, because you'll log it and you'll know that this works for me, this doesn't work for me, and what it's doing. And then you'll know whether it's something that you can use, either on a regular basis or when you have that symptom. So one of the things is very important to log it, because you only know what's happening to your body. You can tell the doctor, but you actually know what's happening to your body. So that is one of the major things. And also for caregivers to kind of just remember to take care of themselves. Caregivers have a lot of strain on themselves. So taking some teas and things like that to relax you would be helpful. It would be helpful. She actually is a caregiver also. Keisha is a caregiver. She is a caregiver to a friend. And it's a very interesting story where he was a basketball player and played basketball. And he got a sickness, and it ended up being cancer, and he was treated for it. But after the treatment, it broke down his body. And now, you know how athletes are, they're very strong and they do a lot of exercise, and, their body is equipped and fit and all that, to go from being strong body to go from what chemicals and the cancer medicine has done, and the cancer treatments have done, though it helped the cancer, but it broke his body down. So he wanted his body to be built back up again, and he needed his friend, and he called Keisha. She was able to help him to rejuvenate his body, get more healthy, train him, and exercise also, and different things like that. And he is better. So that's one of the things for natural things. Now it takes a lot of work and is takes some time, but that's one of the things for natural. So these things are things that we can easily kind of get to also. You can get these things easily. So it's worth looking into. It's worth looking into. And her being a caregiver, she also understands like how difficult it is, and how you're not you ignore some of the signs for yourself, and you don't take care of yourself, and because you're getting up in the morning and focus on that person. So that was another thing that she was expressing, being a caregiver. One of the other points I want to say from the show is that you have you never know when you're going to become a caregiver. So, we always think it's going to be our parent, it's going to be someone older, it's going to be, someone that's really sick, and usually we think about somebody that's older, but this was a friend of hers. So you never know when you're going to be a caregiver. This was a friend of hers that called her because he knew that she does holistic herbs and things like that, and she has healed herself, and she's really into it. So he called her. He's a friend of hers. So you can be a caregiver anytime. You never know. So it's good to have this information and have some insight into caregiving. So I'm so glad that some people already do take some herbs and things like that to help them with different things. And she was saying, like, it's a variety of things that you could use if you know the herbs to do, like even headaches and things like that, menstrual cycle, things like that, fibroids, and just different things that would make you rest or make you sleep or just relax you, or even for clarity. She was even talking about how you can take things that just for clarity, to just get you clear, so you can think and be able to get through your day and stuff like that. So yeah, that was another one of the things, and it's good sometimes, just and it's natural. So natural to maybe even start the day with something like that. So those are one of the things that they were talking about. So if you're on, just let me know that you're on, and let me know where you're from and where you're signing on from. I'd appreciate that. Um, Also, when you are when you're doing going through a lot of different uh, medicines and illnesses, stuff like that, it's good to get, possibly get a nutritionist that will help you also to get through some of the things that you're going to get through. So yeah, it's good to try to talk to a nutritionist and make sure that you're able to take certain things, and that will help you, to do that. Hello, Keisha. Hi, it's good to see you tonight. It's good to see you tonight. It's interesting. These things are very, very helpful, if you want to be able to help yourself. And then also what she was saying also, which is a very good point, a very good point. Hi, Kaya. How you doing? Hi, Lizette from Delaware. Hi, thank you for coming on tonight. One of the other the key points is that it empowers you. It empowers you to take your life back. It empowers you to like be in control of how you're taking care of yourself when you use herbs. It's so many things that you can use them for. You may not even think about it, but you sure can. You know, and if anybody else is out there that has taken some things, that would to let us know that how it worked, if it worked for you, because sometimes, like I said, it could work for cramps, it could work for fibroids, it could work for headaches, things like that. It can work for a lot of different things, and it helps to to keep you calm, and like she said, also for clarity. So you know if you have used anything, let us know that what works for you. We also know that exercise helps, and it gets you calm and things like that, but we want to know if you have tried any herbs. One of the points that she made was that we always talk about when we were growing up, and I remember this. We were growing up and you see the dandelions, and we were told that they're just weeds. You don't pay any attention to them. You pick them up, snatch them out the ground, throw them away, clean them up, whatever. But dandelions is very medicinal. It's very good for that, and it's right there. It's like we're just, we could have been using that for tea, but we were told, no, that's nothing. That's those are weeds. Just overlook it. And so often we overlook the natural things of this earth. The body does help to heal yourself. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting. Hi, Keisha. I've been taking oregano oil, and it helps with gut health. I heard great things about it. So I'm excited to see. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Oregano oil is pretty good. Yes, yes. I've tried that. It's very strong. It's very strong. So just take a little bit. But yeah, oregano oil is very good. There's some seasonings even with she was saying cayenne pepper, cumin, and things like that. Things that are in your cabinets, things that you use for seasoning. Sometimes that's something that you could use to that will help you to go get through a cold. She made the point, like we use NyQuil all the time. Now NyQuil, I don't know what else it's doing to you, but it knocks you out. you know but to actually break up the phlegm, you could use different things to break up the phlegm. So those are things I want people to make sure that they have alternatives. Alternatives. I see that Evelyn is here. Hi, Evelyn. She's in the background. How you doing? um, but yeah, so it's a very interesting show, and we want to be able to take that. That's the thing. The point of taking charge of your life, and what makes you feel better, and understanding what you're putting into your body. That's not breaking down something else. Medicine, sometimes it'll help this and hurt something else. So you got to be very careful with that. Not going against medicine. If you're going to take herbs, please make sure you ask a doctor and you see if it works with your medicine or stuff like that, or find a nutritionist, whatever it is. But make sure you do it, and you have some information about it. Make sure you do that before you take it. Okay. We're not saying give up your medicine for that. We're saying consult your doctor before you do it. Hi, Deborah. Good evening. How you doing? Hi. Glad you're here today. I was wondering if anybody has tried anything. Keisha says she tried oregano oil, which I've tried too. Uh, I agree with you, Keisha. Lizette says, I agree with you, Keisha. I heard some very good things about oil of oregano. Yes, yes, it's very good. Um, and it keeps your digestion going. So and that's something that we don't. Like I said, we had a gastrologist on, a gastroenterologist on, and he was talking about that, how important it is to keep your digestive system flowing. And different things like that. There's different oils, there's different and natural herbs and stuff like that that just help you, even just to sleep at night. Lavender and things like that, you know it relaxes you and helps you sleep. And sometimes we need to try some of that first, and definitely get it. You know if you're caring for someone, notice that some things, if they're grumpy all the time, if you have a a person that you're caring for and they're grumpy all the time, or they're agitated all the time, whatever, some teas might help to relax them. Some teas might help them to get regulated. Especially when you're dealing with people with dementia. Sometimes they get very frustrated. They can't sleep. They have sundown, and where they're up in the nighttime, and you know, trying to sleep in the daytime. So yeah, so that sometimes that happens. So maybe some teas might help. So look into that, because it may make your life a little bit easier. And if you haven't had sort of show, please, please, please. Look at the show and maybe get some good points. You can actually reach her at healingvibestea@gmail.com. She says there are some things that she has that you can get from her. Um, yeah. Hi, Lizette. Soursop has many. Yeah, it does. But it's interesting because I ordered that, but I didn't try it. I didn't try it. But I did order it. I hear so many good things about it. I just thought it might have been, not a good taste, and I think I had to prepare it or something like that. But I really want to do that again. And Keisha said, Lizette, I see that a lot now. I wonder how it tastes. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that's what I'm a little scared of. But I remember when we were little, when we were younger. Listen, we used to have to take all kinds of stuff, castor oil and whatever, and things didn't taste good, and we took it, and whatever it was going to knock it out. That was it. We didn't have choices. We had one thing, whatever my grandmother had, that was it. If she was making up something for our colds or whatever, or if we had to have castor oil that help our digestive system, or Buckley's, which is a medication, which I thought when I took it that I was going to die because it was horrible. So, some of these things, we didn't have choices before. We just took whatever we had in our cabinet, or whatever our parents would cook up. So it's very good to have choices. And I couldn't. I couldn't take some of those things. I had to. I had no choice. Hi,
Surprise, surprise.
hi. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. Appreciate
Hello.
that.
I
What
had
is
to hop in here
hi.
because y'all talking about homemade remedies and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, we need that. We need that. What did Deborah said? Me too, Francie. Haven't tried the soursop bit. Haven't tried. You haven't tried? Yeah, I haven't tried it, but I think I'm going to, because it said it. They say it's really good, but I think I have to have somebody try it first. So you try it first and let me know. Okay. Have you tried that, Evelyn? Have you tried the soursop?
Soursop. I mean, the actual. So this is the thing.
Soursop.
It's the actual. Oh, sour sap. I
Yeah.
thought
Well, that's
it's a fruit, right? Is that what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've had it. It's good.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Lizette said, I've had it, Keisha. You have. It's not bad. Okay. So Lizette had it. You put a little under your tongue. It tastes much, much better than castor oil.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's a good plug. That's a good plug.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's not
You
that
drink soursop
bad.
every day, Lizette? Really? Really? That's interesting. Well, then maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll try it. Yeah. I hear it's
Yeah.
really good. I hear it's really good. I hear, that was something that they did on island, in the island native, they would do that. So, they have more tropical plants and stuff like that. So they would eat from that. So yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. So thank you, Lizette, for letting us know that. Maybe I won't be so scared, But we really need to be able to use some of the things that we have in our cabinets. Um,
Absolutely.
Deborah says turmeric and ginger helps in many ailments. Okay, and those things are
Love
in
it.
our cabinet because I have that. Like I have that in my cabinet, and that's another thing. Educate yourself on how to do it, how to use it. And add honey too. Oh, so that add honey to the soursop. Is
Yeah,
that what
that's
you
what she's
say?
saying.
Oh, that's
And
what you're
then,
saying. Okay.
yeah, but then honey has its own benefits too, as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I used to always use the what do you call it, sweeteners, and then I didn't like honey, but then I had some in tea and it wasn't so bad, so I started using honey now. So I use honey. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it broke me off of that. So it's good. We're never too old, and remember that you're never too old to change your diet. You're never too old to change the things that you do for your health, and you're never too old. I don't care if you've been doing it for 40, 50 years. Please, if it's something that's going to make make it better, and our bodies change. So even the things that we used to eat, we may not be able to eat them. Not necessarily they're bad foods, but even it could be a healthy food now that our body is just not digesting. Our body is not feeling comfortable eating, like we're getting gas from it or stuff like that. So you might have to change up with some things that are a little bit more easier on your body as you get older, because your body does change. It's never too late to change and to get to take care of your health, to take care of your health.
Yeah, we have to
Yeah,
pay attention to our bodies for
yeah,
sure. For sure.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
Kishi was saying, about like what did people do before we had all of this modern medicine? You know what I'm saying? So like it's not that strange. It's just
Yeah.
like kind of going back to something that, people used to do. Yeah.
Yeah, we got it into the different things, we quick fixes. We was looking at the medicine as is a quick fix, but it really isn't, because especially if it hurts something else. So yeah. So but there are other
Yeah.
things that can fix you up and be natural in your body and won't disturb anything else. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
Raven, hi. I've seen cayenne
Cayenne pepper.
pepper
Hmm.
increases your metabolism. Really,
Yeah, yeah. If
does
you
it?
drink it in the morning with a little warm hot water and
Hmm.
lemon, it just
Uh-huh.
gets you going. It gives you energy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I need to do that. See,
Cayenne pepper
see.
with a little hot water and lemon.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, tasty. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
spicy.
But yeah, okay. Well, if it helps, it helps. And then, as you get older, you start realizing that you can't eat all the things you used to eat. You just
Absolutely.
can't keep doing that.
Yeah.
So, and we need a little kick. So thank you, Raven. And
Mhm.
getting up, going to work. We need a little kick. So that might be something that help. Keisha says medicine is just a temporary fix. Yes, I try not to take too many pills if I don't really need it. Yeah, I know it's really hard. I do that too. Like if my doctor says take something, then I'm watch it. Like there are many pills that I take, like not many pills I take, but when I do, sometimes I take half a pill. Sometimes I just do. It's like, okay, if
Mhm.
it works, it works.
Mhm.
So you
Mhm.
got to be careful with that. Definitely not overdose. That's one of the things we definitely want to say. Don't just rely on the pills and the prescription medicine, and make sure you take it as prescribed, because we do not want you to overdose. Some of them are very strong. So make sure you be careful of that. Um, Deborah says, my parents took castor oil for everything. Yes, my family, yes. That's what we would take castor oil for everything. Yes. Get you right. It gets you right.
Listen,
That's what
I
they
still don't
said.
know what that casserole does.
No,
I still don't know. My
no.
grandmother used to give it to me too. I
Yeah.
yeah, I still don't know what it does.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. So, but that's what we had.
Yeah.
Juicing is great too. The good thing about juicing is that you can mix some of the herbs in the juice. So it's good if you're gonna juice. Try not to do so many fruits, because that's the sugar content and stuff like
Hmm.
that. But if you're going to juice the herbs, you can put say vegetables and you're juicing that, but you can also add some of the herbs. So you could add some cayenne pepper. You can add some of the even a little bit of the oregano oil, but oregano oil is strong, so it will take over the thing, So yeah, so if you're juicing, you can mix some hemp oil in it, hemp seeds, flax seeds, and things like that. They can all go in there, and some kale and stuff. You can have a good meal, So liquid meal. Raven said castor
After
oils,
all, gets the baby out.
baby out, gets the baby out.
That's what
Oh
they
Lord,
say. That's what they say. You
gets
ready
the
for that
baby
baby
out.
to come? Take you some castor oil.
Oh, I never heard that. Oh, okay. Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
But
Oh yeah.
the thing that is really cool is there's so much, like, people used to do our ancestors, elders used to do all of these different things, right? But like it's really worth it. It really works,
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like, this may be going way too deep into it, but a lot of pharmaceuticals companies and the whole big pharma thing kind of just like rewired society to think that, this new medicine is the answer to everything.
Well,
And
it's it's cost. It's for big pharma to make
hmm
money, and it's not that. Sometimes they use some of that stuff, but it's in chemicals so they can last, so it can store
right,
it,
right.
store it. So those things that you
hmm
use to store things, to preserve things, they all hurt our body. But if you want them in pill form, if you want them in easy access, then they do that, and it turns into chemicals. So you might have some good stuff in there, but it's all encased in so many different things that,
hmm
but it's a money thing. It's a money thing. In other places, if you go to other places, if you go to islands, if you go to different things, they eat more naturally, and they have less issues than we have,
Yeah,
and they're,
absolutely.
and they are, more healthier. In some places, don't have, different diseases and stuff like that. But it's, we're here to try to make sure that people are not only taking care of your person, that you're taking care of the a person as you're caregiving for, but to take care of yourselves also.
Absolutely. hmm
Remember to take care of yourselves. Remember to look out for yourself. Make sure you understand, what the remedies are and things like that, and what is there to help, and just look it up and log it. Make sure you log it. And if you are interested in any of the things that maybe Keisha had, Big Keish had, you can go to healingvibestea@gmail.com. You can ask her questions, or Instagram at healingvibestea, or at is it non-idol underscore Keish. She's on Instagram. So you can definitely do that. Or you can go to her website, which is bigkeish.com. Okay, so you can get some information and some advice. Ask her some things. She'll answer some questions for you. And she was a great host, and she has an amazing story. So
Yeah, it was such a
yeah,
good episode,
yeah,
Francine. It really
yeah,
was.
yeah. She's good people. She's good people. Yeah, Keisha, like, it's for constipation. Well, yeah, I know my grandmother would be like, constipate, get that, castor oil for constipation. Yeah, that's, yeah, that, or prunes. Yeah, prunes. So prunes is natural, and yeah, yeah. Is it something? But our parents couldn't afford those, all those extras. You know what I'm saying? And they knew
hmm
that before they had, when they were growing up, they didn't have. You didn't go to the store and get this stuff, so they were
Yeah.
giving us what they. And maybe we laughed at them and whatever, and it didn't taste good. But now we're learning that some of that stuff is better.
Yeah. They knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
hmm
Deborah says our parents did not have access to doctors. Yeah, absolutely. And hospitals. So they relied on their home remedies. Yeah. And, we might need to go back to that, go back to some of that, because some of the pills and the medicines that are out there today are doing too many different things to us.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can't avoid it, that's fine. If you can't avoid it, you got to take the medicine, that's fine. But definitely consult your doctor and let them know if you're going to incorporate something or some herbs into your diet or into your health. So yeah, so thank you all for coming on tonight. I hope, if you haven't seen the episode, please go back to Autumn is Here. Thank you for coming on to My Two Cents. This is just to express yourself, and to ask some questions. You can, and just remember, when you look at any of the videos on Autumn is Here, you can ask questions, and if the host That's the host. Is the
The
guest
guest.
does not come on and look at the questions. I will send them to them, and they'll be glad to answer it. So if you have a question for one of our guests, I appreciate that.
Francine, you
Yeah.
know what would be a cool idea? To do a
What?
show with question and answers. Like y'all, all your questions, kind of gather them together, and then just do like a question and answer episode. That would be awesome.
Here she goes again. Okay.
Wait, Francine, before you hop off,
Okay. Wait.
I
Wait.
hopped
Wait.
on because you're talking about natural remedies, but I really hopped on to say, happy anniversary coming up because I know you're not gonna say nothing about it.
Oh wow. You know what? But you know it's interesting. It's today. Today is April 10th, right?
Today is April 10th, but it's
April
coming up,
10th is
right?
no. April 10th is the day.
Oh
Actually,
my
this is my 3-year anniversary of
Oh
doing a
my!
podcast. April 10th. Yeah, yeah.
Happy
Oh my God. No, thank you.
anniversary!
Thank you. I'm still here. Oh boy. I'm
You
still
are
here.
still
All right.
here.
So y'all tell everybody, get them to hit those buttons and subscribe. Subscribe so I can stay here. So,
Y'all, I
but thank you.
love
I
it.
appreciate it. I love giving out information and I really appreciate that. And I'm so glad that people are getting some good things out of it. And I'm being able to bring some good information and be able to talk, just talk to people who are going through the experience and sharing with people, so um I was
Lizette
trying
said
to
I gave my 5 cents.
what
She
Evelyn.
said that's Evelyn's 5 cents. Happy
Oh,
anniversary.
Evelyn. Yeah, I know. I'm like, what is she talking about? Yeah, so this been 3 years. Wow, you believe it? 3 years. I know. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, happy anniversary. Oh, I think what did Raven said something about? Oh, Raven was talking about remedies, and I remember when Auntie Lois, which is my mom, put onions in her sock. Why?
I heard about that though. That's a remedy. Yeah.
But I don't know why.
I think it's when you get a cold, I think. It's supposed to help.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Okay. Lizette, we're gonna ask you for that. Is that why? Is that why? Because I don't know. I don't really. I remember hearing that, but I don't remember that, Raven. So I don't know. But that's interesting. Oh my goodness. But yes, thank you for helping me to stay on all this time. And some of you have been guests, and some of you have given me guests and have talked me up and stuff like that. So I appreciate all of that. I really do. Whether it's a large crowd or not, it doesn't matter because whenever I speak to anyone, I'm at these health fairs or just in the street, just is people really need to know, and there are people who do not have information on care and on the experience of a caregiver, and they really don't get it. They don't know where to go, what to ask for, places to go with support and stuff like that. So if I have all the information, I'm just going to give it to you. I'm not a social worker. I'm not in healthcare, but I can reach out to others that are in there, and they can give you the information. Also, I want y'all to know that on June 7th, it's not totally finalized, but I would say 80% finalized, that I'm going to be having a caregiver dementia event in Brooklyn.
Yay.
And I'm going to ask some of the faith-based places to help out in it. So that's June 7th. I
That's
think
so
that's
awesome.
somebody's birthday, but that's June 7th.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm so glad you tuned in, and thank you for all your input and all your home remedies and your experiences, and share with other people also. It's always good to share. It's always good to share in your community, share in your building, share wherever you go. Make sure you share and share our link, and just keep enjoying, keep watching. And if you haven't watched the episode, please go back and don't be afraid to hit up Big Keish and ask her any questions that you need to know. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Bye,
Thank you
everybody.
for my anniversary wishes. I appreciate it. Oh, she did say onions were known to draw pain and inflammation out the body.
Out of the
Thank
body.
you,
Uh-huh.
Lizette.
And
Thank
they
you,
said for
Lizette.
fever and colds too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes. Good
Yes,
night,
it's Prince's
everybody.
birthday and it's your birthday, Lizette.
It's Prince's birthday.
June 7th is Prince's birthday. Yeah. So
Oh, that's
that
gonna be
that's why I'm
good.
having it. That's why I'm having it.
That's gonna be good.
That's why I'm having caregivers, because
Yes.
it's Prince's birthday. Yeah. 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 Bye, everyone. Good night.